I had a story in my heart, but I didn't know where to start. Every sentence felt wrong, every draft fell apart. Sat staring at the page like it owed me something, but the words stayed quiet and the fear kept thumping. Then I heard a voice inside me say,
So hello everyone, my name is Manon Doucette, and today we're going to learn a bit about the app and the main Sudowrite on the web. So we're going to do basically write anywhere with Sudowrite on your phone. So today's goal is to use Sudowrite mobile on the web together so your script can keep moving even in your very busy life. So I'm Manon Doucette, a published author and publisher who creates books filled with imagination, adventure, magic, and heart. Through my stories and Mary Anderson Publisher Limited, I love inspiring readers to dream, explore, and believe in the power of their own creativity. Before we begin, just a few quick housekeeping notes. Please keep your camera off during the session so everyone can focus on the connection stays smooth. If you have a question, please raise your hands feature and I'll call you when it's your turn. Also, please take out your smartphone now and have it ready. Today is a hand-on class, so we'll be working directly from our phone. And most importantly, don't worry about being perfect. We are here to learn, try things, and make the progress together. So inspiration does not wait. And that is a kind of funny thing because when I was working this morning on building this class together, I tried to basically create an instruction book will go with the class. And the story says, well, the inspiration is rude because it can pick you up in the shower as you drive in the middle of a red sea of light, or things where you say, oh my God, I have an inspiration, but you have nothing to write with. The only thing you have is your smartphone. And there you go. Open Sudowrite and start chatting with the chat inside Sudowrite or the nice dictation button. So capture your idea before they disappear. Continue a scene during a break. Dictate rough material. Ask Sudowrite to help when you're stuck. Rewrite clunky paragraph. Brainstorm the next step and stay connected to your manuscript daily. Key message, tiny progress still count. So here's the difference between the mobile app and the web app. So your mobile is in your pocket writing assistant. Writing on the go, dictation, chat, quick rewrite, a companion app designed to capture ideas and maintain momentum wherever you are, often on the bathroom. The web app, your full writing office, deep project work, manuscript, organization, more tools, long editing session, and we all know that. The main creative studio for serious drafting and revision. Also write your full book. So know the difference between the mobile app and the web app. So the mobile app is best for writing on the go. When the mobile app, the web app, best for deep project work. The mobile app is great for dictation, useful for chat, good for quick rewrite, and a companion app. When the the web app is better for full manuscript, organization, more tools and workspace, definitely a lot more workspace, better for long editing session and main creative studio. Your checklist. So if you have a chance right now, open your Sudowrite app, log in with your Sudowrite account, open or prepare one work in progress. When you do these inside your little app, it's nice to choose a small section to improve. So what we have a tendency to do often is to try to rewrite or fix a whole chapter. Well, in the phone, it's not something that you can do. It's very not that simple. So if you choose a small section to improve, like one paragraph, one scene, or one problem, is where it works better. So please do not try to fix the entire manuscript in this class. This is how writers end up emotionally face down on the carpet. When you use the app on a project that you already have, and we'll go to that. So I'm just doing the little quick pass over my notes here. And I'm going to also share the notes I produce for you guys. So when you choose a writing problem, you choose a scene that feels flat or a paragraph that sounds boring. Pick something small that's been nagging at you. The moment you read it and think it isn't quite right, something is wrong there. And that you can ask a chat. You highlight that part that sounds wrong or not right, and you tell chat, this isn't quite right. Can we please put the finger on the problem? And often enough, chat will give you a few ideas that will say, oh, that's what it is. You can also choose a character who needs more emotion or a moment where you are stuck. Where does your story feel stalled? Where does the character feels like a cardboard instead of a real person? Or a rough idea you want to expand or a scene you want to dictate. Maybe you have a spark that needs fuel, an image, a line dialogue, or what if? Wait to become words. Open the app and log in. Find your project or writing space. This is your home base for all your manuscript and work in progress. So I just finished reading this and we're going to go directly into the app. Open your scene or your draft, identify where writing happened, where the chat appear. There are your two main workspace in the mobile app. We're going to demonstrate that now. So let's see what's my next slide. All right, so let's get to the fun part. Let's share the All right, this is today's session. You can see my Sudowrite. I'm going to share the notes for you. Share, copy. To find the chat. And this is our doc for today. In the doc, you're going to find the Canva link that I'm showing you earlier, and then the Sudowrite doc, where they talk about the app. All right, so this part here, I'm going to show you what's happened when we look at it from the cell phone. There we go. Now I'm on my cell phone. This part here is what my Sudowrite teacher account looks like. As you can see, there is a lot of project. I've been with Sudowrite for 4 years now, so there's a lot of project here, a lot of teaching class that I've done in the past, and books. So today we're going to work on the app. And as you can see here, I did work this morning on working this 1 hour Sudowrite class, and I end up with something very funny. So the 3x that you can see here is something happened in this session that I was working on that end up into a sensual version of teaching this class, which I will not put on the recording. So this is what you see inside your phone. So if you have your phone open and you have a project that you want to work on, I will show you how we're going to do that. So I did start a story. And when you do start a story without any chapter, this is what they look like. The untitled is where your first chapter or your information that you put inside the project should be. So normally it's our chapter which goes here. The trash is when you delete something, it goes in the trash, and you can always go back in the trash and pick it up and bring it back. So what I'm going to bring you to is the story Bible. So in the bottom here, you can see the project, and then beside it, the story Bible. So I'm going to click on the story Bible. And in the story Bible, you'll see that I can click on my brain dump. And in my brain dump, I did put an idea of a story that we can work on. So basically, I give it a title, The Door That Answers Back. The genre is light fantasy / magical mystery. We can choose our audience together. The core idea is a young writer It's very fragile or sensitive when you touch it on your phone. All right, so the young writer discovers a whole door in the back of a quiet library. The door does not open with a key. It opens only when someone writes the truths they are afraid to say. Mia, a young writer, is stuck on her story and frustrated with herself. As you can see, this is going pretty good with us as writers when we get stuck. And frustrated with herself. While visiting an old library, she discovered a hidden door behind a shelf of forgotten books. On the door is a strange sentence written in silver ink. Write what you cannot say. When Mia writes a sentence in her notebook, the door whispers back. Wait a sec. I'm trying to read from my cell phone, but on my screen at the same time doesn't work so well. When Mia writes a sentence in her notebook, the door whispers back. Now, she writes what you cannot say. Okay, Now she must decide whether to open the door, ignore it, or follow the story that seems to be calling her by her name. The door that answers back. Mia did not mean to find the door. She had only come to the library because her story was stuck. Her notebook was empty, and her confidence had crawled under a rock somewhere and refused to come out. Rain tapped against the tall windows. The old library smelled like dust, paper, and the kind of silence that made people whisper even when they were alone. Mia wandered past the mystery section, past the book about the bird, past the shelf marked local history, where nobody seems to go unless they had either lost a bet or been assigned homework. That was when she noticed the gap. Between two heavy bookcases, hidden behind a row of faded encyclopedias, stood a narrow wooden door. It was small for an adult, too tall for a cupboard, and much too strange to belong to a normal library. Silver letter curled across the wood. Write what you cannot say. Mia stared at the words. That's dramatic, she whispered. The silver letter shimmered. Mia stepped back. Then very slowly she opened her notebook. Her hand hovered over the blank page. She did not know why she wrote this sentence. Maybe because the library was quiet. Maybe because the rain made the word feel far away. Or maybe because some doors are very good at waiting. She wrote, I am afraid my story is not good enough. For one long moment, nothing happened. Then the door whispered, Neither are you, not yet, but you could be. Mia dropped the pencil, the door clicked open. So this is our brain dump of the idea for the story today. And I'm trying to click on the laptop when I'm supposed to click on the phone. So from this, I'm going to click on the genre. And I did choose, I said that the light fantasy, magical mystery is good, and young adult. So I didn't want to go in the middle grade, so let's go with young adult. Go back, the writing style. For the first time, I use the writing style that Sudowrite offers, which is the friendly and conversational tone with simple, clear language, warm and engaging, with a touch of humor, gentle and warm, focusing on dialogue, sensory details, and about the setting and action. From this here, I'm going to share the screen and show you that part here. So we don't go often into our style box like this. So the style box is this one. And if we do start over, is that feature over here. So this morning when I did sat down, it says, okay, this is a fiction, this is a class, what should I use? So the action one was a bit too much for the description. This one was, okay, that's young adult, that kind of hit what I'm looking for, cozy romance novel. All right, I haven't choose that one ever. And then this one was horror, thriller, and dark genre. I said, that's not going to work with what I'm looking for. This one, when I look at it, says maybe that's better for a nonfiction book on this one. So one day we'll try that. Sultry, we do know what that's mean. And gritty. So we don't have that kind of information inside that story. So I did go with the approachable and charming. Therefore, we got this one. So far, so good. All right, so we have this. Let's go back to our cell phone. Just before I go, I did ask for the synopsis to be written inside Sudowrite, the main Sudowrite, not inside the app. But inside the app, I can go and ask questions about the synopsis if I want to. I want to bring you to that part also here, the character box. The character box is sometimes great on the app, and sometimes you just want to pull your hair off. So I did both. And when I did both, I got a double. So Mia was in double. So I decided, it says, okay, so you cannot do both in the same time. You do one or the other. So basically, I did come back and create the character through the web version of the app. So this is all the character we got. And I got to say, my character have a lot of traits, quite a bit. So when I do it on the app, it can take a long time to scroll before I get to where I want to go. So, and every single one have their different trait, and I choose for different kind of support and things like that. They're supposed to have different ones. Say my support are much shorter than my protagonist and my antagonist. All right, so I got this done through the web app. Let's go back and try to close it down a bit, the door. If not, we have to scroll so much. There we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 characters. There we go. And the world building is not done yet. So where we are now is the world building. So I'm leaving my office. And I says, I like to work on my world building, but I'm going in the bus. So let's do that together, shall we? Let's change to the cell phone. Am I going too fast or are we doing great?
Looks good so far. Michelle says it great, so let's keep going.
Let's keep going. So the world building, so tap here to create an element. So if I click here, you can have a new element created. Now you have to know what you want to create right there. So I'm terrible with the world building on a story which I haven't totally done on my own. When it's done through the app or the web, like for a class, I don't know what goes inside the world building. So for me, when I get to this, I'm going to ask the app to help me out. So I will go in the chat. So in the bottom, you can see that little chat bubble. And as you can see here, what I did this morning in the same time. So one thing that I asked this morning, I'm sorry, I'm going back a bit on things I did this morning. So I asked the app, how many characters do we have in this story? Please look at the synopsis. And so it says currently there is no character created in the story Bible. If you like, I can help you generate character. It says, oh, that's kind of funny because there is a character in the synopsis, and it was me. I think that was my name. No, it's Mia. So that was kind of funny on that part as an answer, because when you click on this, the list, well, when I clicked earlier this morning, there was nothing in there. So let's go back. So the next thing says, yes, please create the character list for me. So to create the meaningful character list, I will need your help. I need to know a bit about your story or the synopsis. So that it's not looking at the synopsis. So I have to force it. Look at the synopsis. So it says, finally, the synopsis and the brain dump focus primarily on a single central character, Mia, a young writer struggling with her self-doubt who discover a magical door in a mysterious library. So it says, finally, something is going. So it's telling me what you want me to do now. Do you want me to help you with creating this? I said, oh, yes, please do that. So then he says, I create your protagonist character, Mia, your young writer struggling. And then from there, you can see it's not supposed to do that. Okay, hold on. Let's go back to the chat. Let's go back this way. Oh, boy. Don't tell me we're going to have a glitch. Let's go out totally. Let's go back in. Story Bible. Character. Okay, finally. So when I came this morning, there was only Mia. All right, so I says, okay, that's going to be a long things to do with this. And that's why I went to the app on the web and I says, please create my character from here. And as he did create the character from the web version, I could see them popping up on my phone at the same time. Not sure because my phone was connected to my laptop at the same time. That was faster. I don't know in real time if it would be as fast. In the past, I could see like a few seconds to a few minutes before they both talk or sing together. So we have our character. So let's go to our world building. So the world building is empty. Let's see if we can get this to work out a world building. Did I have a world building? Help me the task scene paragraph, cozy mystery, middle grade. I'm looking at the note I gave you. If I have a prompt to create the world building, I'm stuck on the scene, conflict. So basically it's about how to go from a full story and work 5 possible things that happen, give a young asking Sudowrite to make it better, work in progress, genre, problem, writing, manuscript, describe the project. No, okay, so let's do it the way we're supposed to do it here. Let's ask the question. So chat, you click on that little microphone. You can go to dictation, but you go to the microphone beside the arrow which pointing up. Can you please help me and generate a list of world building items for this story? Now it's going to make it better, making all the little noise out, the and all that. So, okay, could you please help me with the generating the world building items for this story? All right, that looks good. Let's see if it's going to do that, if it's going to look at what we have and create a list. During that time, we have any question? All right, create a world building entry. What did it give us here? The world building entry for your story: the magical library, the ancient quiet library filled with the forbidden books and magical secret, the door that answers back, the mysterious door encrypted by the phrase, write what you cannot say. Mia notebook, the well-worn notebook that Mia used to write her truths and unlock magical room. Room of Truth, the magical room within the library that responds to Mia written confession. Okay, let's see what that's going to do if we click on create the world building entry. The magical library. That went faster than I thought. So we have the magical library. kind of very short description, not like on the web version. Mia notebook, also short. The Room of Truth. Well, I'm semi-impressed because he did what I asked. It's short, so we could actually go and ask for more details. And that's the fun part about, okay, you have some idea there, you can work them out. What's this one here? So this one is the one we had. So how do we delete this? We click on the three dots. So if you have something that you don't need, like the on-name entry, you can click on the three dots and click delete. So it's not in the middle of what you're looking for. Cool, so we have a world building. So let's go check on the main program what this look like. Screen. So we have our character and the world building is not showing up yet. So let's see. We're going to do a refresh. Go back to world building. And there we are. So like I said, it's very, very short. We don't have what the world building of each means. So the app is much different than the real full version. So let's ask here on the side. So we're going to go back and forth to show how you can create between the two. So when you come back in your office, it says, okay, we have a word building. I need more details. So let's ask, and I did use the allow edit. Let's see if we go in the chat, but it's going to tell me to go in the allowed edit, but let's ask first. Can you expand the world building items for the young adult story? One thing it's nice with the little chat is you can ask simple, easy question. All right, so I can see you have 4 world building items so far. These look like they are the center around the magical library, setting with the intrigue element. A sentient door, room that reveal truths, a personal notebook. To help your expansion, I like to understand what you're looking for. More item in the same vein, flesh out the existing entry, expand. So what we want right now is that, flesh out the existing entry. So we can do this and see what it's going to give us. In the same time, I'm going to go on the app and ask for the same thing. I'm just asking more and more questions here. Let's go on the app and see what the app's going to make us do here. More phone. There we go. Let's ask the same question. Where's that question? So let's go on the little chat. Let's click the microphone. Flesh out the existing entries. Deepen the details on how the Room of Truth work, the rules of the magical library, the door's personality, and the notebook properties. Flesh out, entry, deepen, room, truth, go. Let's see if this chat will give us something better than the other one. Because the other one is on chat only. So if I ask disk, all right, let's see what it's giving us here. So the existing world building entry have been enriched deeper. So magical now has rules, emphasis, honesty, responsibility to emotion, and mutable sentient nature. The door answer back as characterized with a cryptic, playful personality that challenge and encourage honesty. Would you like to add more world building element or explore other story aspect? Let's see, it says updated world building entries. Let's click on this. So one thing I should have done though is check if what we had before. They seem a bit more details, but not by much. All right, so let's go on to the main program. And let's switch to allow edit. I'm going to ask the same question with allow edit. And if you have idea or suggestion, please unmute and talk to me. All right, good. I can see you added some fundamental details. So I think when we did it on the app, it changed a few things. Here's what you have, and we're recommending for deepen the magical, honesty-based access, sentient, semi-disturbed, same thing that we saw earlier. Where to expand for a strong plot mechanic, limit and stake, specific room mechanic, the door boundaries, the library rules with teeth. Which one of these gap would you serve you the best? For example, if Mia arc is about learning to be honest with herself, rules around half-truths and consequences for evasion would create a useful tension. Kind of like all of them. What do you think? Let's see if we can ask for all. Can you please use them all in update the world building? Oh, that's nice. That's nice. If you fail, try again. And yeah, I did go through that kind of things where the first time or the second time it failed, and the third time you actually understood what I was looking for in the same prompt. So good job, Michelle. All right, so now it's telling me what it's going to do. This part of the allow edit is giving you if you want to do it or if you want to throw them out. So let's see what it's giving me here. So the expansion of the magical library. And this is one thing that they want to bring inside the app, this version of the chat, where he's going to ask more questions, which we used to have. It depends on how the app interact with you on that day, because in the past, I did have a lot of questions like this during the chat on my phone. So let's see, expand magical library, add concrete rules, limit cost, consequence that create a story state, yeah. The notebook depend how it works, its limitation, the costs and growth, the expansion of the room, detail specific mechanic. Yeah, I want them all. Flesh out personality, agenda, boundary. All right, I want them all. So go. And he's giving you at the bottom also how much it costs. And now this is where you need to be patient and not thinking that Sudowrite is not working, because it is. He's doing the plan. So you can look at it going. He's doing that little circle here when you expand it, and you can see he's working on the magical library entry. And after that, he's going to go to my notebook, the room of truth. And you can see one of them is probably almost, it's done. He's going the second one. Patience, grasshopper. Number 2 is done. Number 3 is done. And you can pause at any time. You can use a pause button and fix things and resume if you want. Or you can trash if you still have the little garbage can. There you go. So he says that he did all that. And you can see in purple everything that was added. You can read them all. Quite more information that we had at the start. So it's the fun part between the two is when you go back in your office, it says, I know exactly what I want, and you can just go ahead and ask and do it. So I like this. So the question after that says, are you happy? Yes, accept them all. Then it's going to turn black. So now we have all these done. Now the magical library, that's a location, which they call the setting. The notebook, I would call that a magical system or an item. Which one would go with? You make a bit of difference when you write your story on how you describe or what you use. What do you think? Should we go with a magical system or an item? I think I did have the artifact. It could be an artifact too. That could be very interesting if we put it as an artifact. Idea? Item, artifact, or magical something. No, there's no definition for those, but you can put your own. You can bring your own item by custom. Says Mia's book is an item. The artifact is very nice because artifact says that it can be magic, it can be a value item, it can be something found. It gives you a very mysterious story around an artifact. So just for the fun of it, let's go with artifact because it kind of round up the magical item and the item together. The room of truth, materialization, a room of truth, materialization moment, So this is a setting and a place. The door that answer back, that one is sentient. So sentient, sentient, sentient. Where can we put that? Idea on where? Character, series, no. Team, persona. Not an artifact. It's more like just a character itself. Self-help. Roman Français, ghost, story, children, character. We put it as a character, as a sentient. And these are our 4 main world building. All right, let's get some outline going. Let's ask what is the best outline. Or we can actually just go with a outline. The app itself, let's go back to the app. The app itself does not do the outline unless something changed. You can go and create an outline or a new chapter by hand. It's very tedious, but you can do it. Or you can simply go also inside. Let's go here, chat, and let's ask chat. What is the best outline to generate this story? And I will do the same thing on the main computer. What is the best outline for this story? And I will use it as in the chat only. All right, what's the phone telling us here? Existing world building entry, have the riches deepened, Update the world building. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to click go. During that time, we have an answer on the computer. Oh, the outline ensure progression of both. You did pretty good. Hold on. What did it give us here? For the story like yours, a light fantasy magical mystery center of self-discovery and internal growth through external magical challenges and clear emotional resonance, outline is essential. The structure should balance the unfolding mystery and the magical library and doored with Mia's psychological and creative journey. So introduction setup. Here's the ideal outline approach for the story. Introduction setup, introduce Mia, her writer block, and self-doubt, establish the setting, the dusty quiet library, Mia discover, The inciting incident, Mia write her first truth in, and the door whisper back and open, inviting her in. Exploration Tess, in the room there's Tess, the midpoint, the climax, and the resolution. This outline ensures progression in both external magical event and Mia inner arc. Okay. Title summary in your story Bible. So what's the question? Would you like me to draft this outline? All right, so let's do ask that. Yes, please. Can you please draft this outline formally with the chapter titles and the summary for each story Bible, or for my story Bible? Let's see if it's going to fix that. During it's fixing that, I'll go into the main computer. Hopefully I don't make you guys dizzy by switching back and forth. All right. On the main computer, the chat itself gives me basically a 3-act structure building around the room mechanic. Discover the threshold. Does it tell me? Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, the descent and confrontation, the sequence of room escalating in intensity, 5 to 10, the crisis and integration, chapter 11 to 14. So why does structure work? Each room type map to a specific emotional beat in Mia's arc. The loop mechanic in Act 2 create a midpoint crisis. The hybrid room accelerate growth before the final push. Okay. And on my phone, it's telling me, yes, please, can you draft this outline formally with da-da-da? I'm going to say go. It's a bit longer on the phone because you have to look, read, and push the information. So during is doing that, I'm going to play with this outline here. And I'm going to allow the edit, so it does the outline for me. Can you please create the outline with details and POV? Let's see, details, POV, and tense. All right, it's doing this. The cell phone give me 7 chapter information. Let's go to the cell phone. This is what the app gave me. I have drafted a formal outline for your story in the story Bible with the following chapter and summary. The writer block introduced Mia in her struggle with her self-doubt, leading to discovery of the hidden door. The door that whispered, chapter 2. The room of truth begin, chapter 3. The trap within. The door disappeared, trapping Mia inside. The hardest truth, Mia write her most difficult confession, triggering and transformative even that unlock the door. Embracing the vulnerability, the room shift to space of growth. The room shift to space of growth, and Mia gain confidence and insight. Okay. Return to the real world. So I'm going to take some water. Leave the magical library, change, ready to write and live with renewed courage. Would you like me to assist in expanding any chapter summary and help with writing scenes or dialogue next? Okay, so we have that. Let's see if it did add these chapter inside the Story Bible. Well, we have our outline here. So that one is done, which means it's also going to be done inside the main computer. So let's go check inside our main computer what this looks like. All right, so first I have this here where I can say, yes, please expand. So I'm going to do a refresh. Hopefully it's not going to, I don't want to lose it. Let's see what it's going to do if I refresh. Hopefully I'm not losing my chat. No, still there. So now we have the outline from the cell phone itself. So if I don't want to lose it, I'm going to copy this guy, copy this outline, and I'm going to create a blank one. I know we already have one there. So let's go to this one. Let's put this outline. Let's give it a title. I'm going to put this one is from the app. And this one would be from the main computer. All right, so now that I have it here, I'm going to delete this one. And I'm going to see if I can get this one to go here. With the expansion I ask. Detail note, the writer block, Mia crisis, finding the door, first entry. Expand to, details. I want to see what, I'm going to see if it's going to give me what I'm looking for. So let's click go. Give it a chance to work on that. Now by doing all those changes, I'm pretty sure on the phone a few things have changed. Yep, as I'm switching to the cell phone, the outline that was there is now gone. So inside my project, I can go in, and now we can use the other item inside the app. So we can do the rewrite and expansion here. So let's see if we can work with this during the computer is doing a full expansion of a nice outline. So introduce Mia, the young writer struggling with doubt and creativity frustration. She visits the old library, searching for a hidden door, describe So how would we do that here? Do we need more information on chapter 1? How would you tell me what you like to see here? Do we expand this guy? Do we ask question? What do we do? As you can see, when you highlight, you can do quite a few things. This one, copy, paste, and all that is the normal item. Then you have, if you want to change the writing. Now, what I want to do is we can do the rewrite. So on top, we have our little mic. We have the rewrite, the little pen, and the at. So if we do with the microphone, it's giving me that smart dictation. But that's not the one which will help us here. Maybe, let's see. So it's taking what I highlighted. Oh no, it's listening to what I'm saying at the bottom. So we have to be careful with this. So you can, if you see that it's taking what you're talking about, there's that little garbage can. Click on the garbage can. So as soon as you click on the microphone, it's going to start listening to what you have to say. Now, if I highlight it again, and we do the little feather, it's right, continue your story. Tap the right and Sudowrite will continue your story from where you left off. Know where it should go, just give the guidance. So if you go continue, you can say right. You can change your creativity level, how many words you want to be written. It's a fantasy, so we can go quite a bit. And let's go to 250 words. Some guidance. What can we say here? Can you start mid-res and finish with a hook? Or not a hook, but a, how is that? A cliffhanger. Generate. During that time, the computer is on chapter 2 expansion done, is working on chapter 3. All right, so what do you give us here? Mia jam her knee up to her chest as press the word out. She's been here for hours, cross-legged on the bedroom floor, but her notebook was still partially blank. A single blue line, her handwriting like a spider dragging itself across the page. I can't do this. Pathétique, she thought. Every time she tried to start a story, her brain became oatmeal. For someone who used to fill journal with entries, entire universe, she'd become tragically boring. A counselor called it creativity burnout, but Mia knew that was just a polite way of saying she was a fraud. Mia, her mom voice warbled from the kitchen. Dinner in 5. Please remember to hydrate. I haven't seen you drink water all day. Mia groaned and let her head fall back, thumping against the inside of her bed. The word, Okay. So that's basically a prose. We can copy and keep it for later. So that doesn't really work for expanding this. And one thing that happening during I'm doing that on my phone, on the computer itself, it keep pausing. Yes. Jeff?
Are you doing that in the desktop app? Because we're still seeing the mobile screen.
Yeah, I know. A mobile screen, and I'm going to go back to the app because I was working on the mobile screen. So what you see is what I was working on, and I'm looking at the laptop. So each time I work on the app itself, the laptop stop and pause. So for the expansion here, we have to work a bit more on how to do that. I'm going to check if the @ would do better for what I'm looking for. What is the @ do? Rewrite, transform your text, select any text and choose how you would like to improve it. That's the one I'm looking for. Rephrase. I don't want to rephrase, I want more description. More inner conflict, more intense. Let's go with more descriptive and generate. During that time, the computer itself basically paused on the expansion of the chapter 5. All right, now we're going somewhere. So on your phone, when you want to do it, is the A commercial in French. So this passage, the chapter of the outline structural notes, not a prose passage. It's a planning tools to the author left in their draft by mistake, not something to be rephrased, Okay. Before I do anything with this, I want to flag that to you. It's possible the author meant to apply this idiot in different passage. Okay. If the author generally wants this rephrase as a chapter heading and epigraph style, it's title Michael Dalton.
Can you refresh your phone screen because it looks like it's paused? We're still sitting on processing chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, you're right. I cannot see what's going on. Let's see here. Let's go back to the main computer. All right. Okay, this is the main computer. So what I was working on the phone, it's not as well or as easy as it is on the main computer. So on the main computer, this is what is doing on the expansion of our chapter. And each time I click on the phone and ask the chat to do something, everything gets paused. So let's resume this and finish this because it's already almost an hour together. And you know, when you work on this directly online, it's it always take longer. But you can see it's the workflow that we have to learn to work with when you go in and out of your office and working with the app. Definitely the outline from the web version of Sudowrite, it's much more powerful than the one on your cell phone. And again, it's pausing. So it's giving me a chance to look a bit when it's pausing like this before I accept all the information it's giving me. So this is the original. It hasn't finished doing the expansion. So let's keep going the expansion here. Sorry, it takes a while. And it's on expand chapter 7. So which one is expanding? It's working on the app version of the outline because this one here has quite more information, a lot more. Let's resume again. Not sure why I keep pausing. There's some kind of, because this is not the same that we're working on. So expanding all existing, 7 existing outline. But this one here has a lot more. That says our 3-act version of. So it's still working on. So here we have the 14 that we ask, and then we ask also to be more expanded information on this. And from there, it did mix up with what we have on the phone and what we have in the main one. So I'm not going to play on the phone. I will keep that one over here, if you don't mind. So I will not accept what's going on. I will keep on going with what we have here. All right. Let's start something here. So Mia sat inside a cramped apartment. So we're going to start that first chapter. It's supposed to be connected. Not going to connect it yet. This is the first one. So we're going to add some scenes. Generate. This is the thing that you cannot do on the app. Is where you start creating your chapter. It's only when the chapter are created, then you can go in the app and work on your story. You can do everything separately, but this part is not working directly on the app. Unless someone else did work it out that way. Any question during we waiting for the scene to start writing? And then I will, there you go. Then I ask for someone to talk, the thing is stopping for me.
Yeah, there's a question about hiding characters by the mobile app.
Hiding, you cannot. You cannot hide the character in the app, or if there is, I haven't found it. You have to hide inside the main program here. But here the catch, when you go back to the app, the 2 character, if it's the same character twice, is going to be there twice. So this morning I realized that even if you put the I on the character, in the app itself is going to keep on showing. So I had to delete basically Mia, which was there twice. So because it was showing twice, in the character box on the app itself. I hope that answered that question. Okay, let's see here. We want, I just touched my screen. We want this to start writing, and we are writing a romance. Did we ask, let's ask the question here. Because one thing I did ask earlier inside when I did the outline, I wanted to know whose POV would be for each chapter, and that it did not give me my POV. So let's ask here.
That's because you still have it set that all chapters are going to be third person limited auto instead of setting it. I think the drop arrow there to the left for all chapters. Customize per chapter is if you want it to rotate POVs, I think that's the one that you need to select.
Okay, thank you. The fact is we only have one main character in the ascension door. I guess that's kind of solved that little problem, isn't it? But when you have a much bigger character body, then you have to figure out which one is going to be talking. But here it's basically Mia. Do we want it at the third person, like someone is telling the story, or do we want it directly from her point of view? So I like to go with her point of view for this one. Past tense is because she is telling the story, or we can go at the present tense. It's always depending on how you want to do it. This morning, when I was working with this, I had a very interesting surprise. I use Gemini Flash 3, and what came out with totally amazed me. So just for the fun of it, I like to do that with you guys and see if it's going to do something out of the ordinary. So let's double check here our genre and our friendly things. All right, we should be fine. I'm not going to put any extra instruction. Normally I love to put extra instruction, but I want to know what it's going to do before I tell it how to change it. So both scenes are well detailed, clear visuals, and solid cliffhanger. Good. Let's see what it's going to give me here. Mia sit at her desk in cramped apartment, the blank notebook open, pencil, damp lamp, circle, yellow. All right, that's going pretty fast. The apartment was a small, airless lawn, and I was the dust trap inside it. I had to read it before I read it out loud. Every time I breathe, I felt the walls watch me. They're peeling. I don't like the way it's writing. Peeling wallpaper like dead skin curled back to see what I would fail at next. The floorboard under my desk did not just creak, they groaned with the weight of my inactivity, a slow, witty judgment that vibrated through the sole of my feet. I sat there, my spine curved into a question mark, my shoulder blade sharp and aching against the hard rungs of the chair. I was a slip of a girl. A slip of a girl who had spent too much time trying to disappear into the useful. My fingers, as usual, were stained with the dark, ritualistic mark of ink, black smudge across the knuckles, a deep blue shadow beneath the fingernails of my index finger where the pen always leaked. I liked the stain. They were the only evidence that I was trying to do anything at all. Without them, my hands were just hands, useless and pale. I will share that with you, and then we're going to play with this. I want to make it easier to read. Chat. So yes, I hope that they fixed that, Michelle, that if we hide a character instead of having to delete it, or if there's something in the app on the phone that I cannot see that show that the character is actually hiding. But when I did try this morning, I could not see anywhere that the character will not be used in the story. So I will put this information also here so you can have it from the note. We have someone who just show up with us too. I will share these note with you unless Jeff already did. Oh, Jeff, I forgot to put you as a co-host. Sorry about that. We're almost at past the hour. So if you have to leave, I totally understand. We've been an hour together. It takes a long time to work a story. And if I go back and forth between the app and the computer, it's always make things a bit longer, but we do work all together and see what we can do and what work and what doesn't work. And as they actually making the app even stronger in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be a bit of change going on. So keep track of the change and help with the update of that at the same time. All right. So let's go see what this looked like on the app, shall we? And yes, I always forget. Thank you for leaving feedback at the end of the session when you receive the email. So let's share back the cell phone version. All right. Here, I don't want this to show up on anything. Let's go back. So you're following what I'm doing. Okay, so far so good. Chapter one, the empty page. So everything we just did is actually here. So now we finally have a chapter. Let's see what our story Bible look like. So we have the proper story Bible. Let's check. It's a bit funny when you look at it this way, but it's there. Okay. Project our scenes. All right, how do I tell it to rewrite something to make it easier to read? So for me, this part here sounds a bit funny. It's for young adult. What age that start? 16, 18 to 30? Not everyone speak perfect English. My first language is not English, so therefore there's some words which do the twist tongue thing. I cannot tell them because it doesn't come out properly from my French language. So I'm going to ask, and what I said at the start of the session, if you want something changed or easier to do not ask for the whole, now this is the part where it's not fun. Do not ask for the whole chapter to be fixed. Go slow, go a paragraph or part of the story at a time, okay? So let's ask something here about changing this. Now we know that we have the rewrite can be done, so the a commercial can be used. So we can say we want it more descriptive, shorter, more intense. So I'm going to go in the custom here. Rewrite. To read out loud. To easy. Read out loud. Let's see what it's going to do here. So the passage, the apartment was small, airless long, and I was the dust inside, okay? Inside the wall, watch me. Their wallpaper peeling back in a long dry curl. The floorboard under my desk did not creak so much as groan. seems to be easier to read than the first time around, but I cannot see underneath. So let's see, insert. Now, if I take this and I go backwards, I will see. That's not easy to figure out if you make any difference. The apartment small, airless long, I was dust trapped inside of it every time I breathed. So yeah, there is a difference. The apartment was a small, airless lungs, and I was the dust inside it. The wall watched me, their wallpaper peeling back in a long, dry curls. So for me, it's easier to read. So that tell me that's the work is done properly. So anything that you want to change inside your prose can be done this way. It's kind of neat because now you have the passage there, so you can go back inside your story inside the main computer. And I will show you right now. I'm going to switch back, share, screen, and you can see the passage right there on the main screen. You see that? Yeah, that we can see that the part that was changed on the cell phone. So the passage here. So this is basically a lot of things that I showed you from almost nothing to where we are. So do we have any question? I would have just the full video recording of this session. Would that be possible? Yes, it's going to be on the Discord under, can you tell under which tab, Jeff? Let's see who's still here. Participant. Jeff is gone? Ah, okay. So let's see. I'm going to do it by myself here. Hold on for a second. I'm going to show you how to, when you go inside that little interrogation point, let's close this. We go to the Discord. Accept the invite. I want to go to cancel this. I want to continue in the web browser. In the web browser under the Sudowrite, you have the course video right here. You can find them here. Or if you go here in the study hall, this is the class we are doing right now. So when I go inside, the upload of the video will go here, and the class note should show up also as soon as Michelle updates it. So this is how you can find all our class during the week over here in the study hall. Does that answer your question? Ruth? All right. So along of this, in the notes that I share with you, you have a lot of formula that I share with you on how to ask for some help inside the app now that you have a story that you already had done. You can ask for help me with task, and you can tell the scene or highlight the scene, and you can change for different genre and things like that. So there is a lot of prompt that I pass along inside our document that you can go and read, and they are easily useful on a lot of story, a lot of project that you can do, like how to fix your dialogue, if you need more description, a better ending. It can give you 5 different ending and things like that. How to rewrite a paragraph, expand a scene. Hopefully you can use these and let us know how fun you had with that. What I'm going to do, because we need more than an hour to go through and build a full story and go through all those things, I will create a bonus video and try to get these prompts to work on the bonus video that you can actually see them in action. And on that, I would love to answer any of your question or do anything that you like me to do or try for you, so you don't have to use your own credits. You can unmute if you want to. If not, I will stop the recording and we can chat off recording. So on this, I say thank you very much. I will stop the recording and then we can chat off the recording. Thank you so much.
I handed you my heart, a red balloon. I trusted you, Kamar, to hold the line. You let it go, you hummed a borrowed tune, and called the falling some mistake of mine. But they saw the lightning, they saw the sky break open wide. They caught me on the ground while you were busy taking sides. The balloon did not come down. It climbed, red as the morning, red as what survives. I say the word out loud. This time it's mine, mine, mine. It climbed, it climbed. You lied so often that you learned to feel the ache of someone warning someone true. But that man wasn't there, he wasn't real. I crossed the bridge alone and burned it through. And they saw the lightning, they knew the truth you couldn't say. I caught myself this time and carried